Going to be installing the Curt front hitch for my 2012 Ford E250 van. Anchor that to the front. I got some bolts under there you got to take off, the flashing underneath. We'll get up under here and show you. It's going to protrude through there, so you have to do a little bit of cutting for the 2-inch of her, the end of her. Flashing bolts under there, a couple of them there. But there's another bolt up here. This plastic got to come off. And then there's your frame there. And frame there, where you got to drill a couple holes, a couple of smaller ones, and bolt that on there. So we'll get to that now. How it looks with that cover off. Gives you more room. More room along here, see? That's the flashing there. So the hitch will come on here. And then I think you have to cut out a little bit along here so the hitch will go protrude through. So we'll see how that works out. That was the easy part. What it looks like off. It's only a couple bolts and clips in the front, a couple in the back there of it. And you don't really have to put it back on, but for protection you could. That's the Curt model there for my truck, 2012 Ford E250 van. Front hitch. Bolts included, various bolts, the fishing wire to fish your bolts through the frame rail, which is good to have, really good to have. And your instructions. Curt does a good job on this, really good instructions. So let's get to it, see what's going on here. Top holes, step up, perfect, different sizes all included. So that's what you need with that. For this Ford E250, it's the hole you need closest to the bumper, because that one there, the big one there, is what for the second bolts go on. So both on each side. So the front one here, I have to make that enlarged and then fish it through or take the bumper off. We'll see how that works out. Step up bit works perfect. Look at the size of that hole. So the carriage bolt goes right in there, 1/2-inch bolt, not a problem. There's a fishing string there. You put that in the end of the bolt, you bracket up top and pull them through on the side there. Up top there, the hole is in the frame. And there you go. Cap that one there and go on to the next one drilled there. You got 2 fits through. A little bit of an act. You just gotta bend your wire, put that through first, bring it down through the hole that you drilled out, the front one. Then you put your bolt on, and then the plate over that kind of thing. And then put your plate in first, follow the plate through, and then pull it down, and that comes right in. Pretty cool. The easiest way for the front one, or the back one I should say. See the wire there? Bend that a little bit. And you fish it through the frame rail there. And then come up through the back of the frame. And you'll put your bolt and your other piece of hardware, metal piece, your base. And you pull that through right into that hole right there. So, here we go. Now you put that mounting bracket, the silver one there, piece of metal, over the bolt. Then you screw the bolt on to the fishing holder, and you just pull her on through until you come out your hole right there. I have to have two hands to do this, so I'll show you what I mean, but that's how she goes. There, I pulled her through, all the way through the backing there, the wire. The base comes through first, you'll see it in there. And then pull it slightly, and the bolt will pop down. See where it's lying there? You screw that on, and then you just put your nuts on that way. So, a little bit of fishing, but it's not too bad. You don't take the whole bumper off, though. The front bracket's in there. Bolts mounted on. Now you just gotta pull along your nut. And see that? How it's fished through? And bang, it's in. Yeah, it's not too bad. You can take your time, work through the back, or the front, I should say. Put your fishing in through there. Start with your back one, plate, front one, plate. Front has to be drilled out in my vehicle, and that is that. Now we'll get the bumper up, mount it, and then we have to trim out down here for the hitch. Cut that out with a Dremel or something, so the hitch will pop on through there, and put my plastic back up if I want to underneath. We'll see. There, temporarily put your nuts on the bolts so they don't go back up through. There's the other side, and there's this side here. I'm going to get a jack to hold it up, put a couple bolts on, and then get that all geared up that way. But I gotta cut the facing here, see how that's going to look. We'll get back at it and hopefully get this fully done soon. Dremel tool, and I cut a little cutaway there because the hitch is going to protrude through there a little bit. So I think it's a 3-inch little gap there. And then I'm going to set it up there and start putting things together. She should look all right. The hitch is on. 2 bolts there. Bolted to the other side. Tighten these up. I'm going to torque them. And there it is. There it is there, protruding. I cut that out. So the hitch comes out. Cut out about 3 inches. Let it protrude a little bit. So pretty stealth looking, pretty cool. Done deal. Now I'm just tightening up the bolts now, button her up and put that plastic back in. So there she is from the outside. Just cut out 3 inches there in the plastic on the bottom if you want to. Some people take it off, so I don't know. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. Put that plastic up in there. I got to cut that up too, but we'll see. I'm going to put that back on or not. I don't know yet. We'll see.